Morning, everyone. Are you all ready? The final week of the group stage of Korea. I think we got some good games actually this weekend. They've done a pretty good job, I think, scheduling wise. Morning, Gator. Morning, Panda. Morning, Lemon. Let's talk more music. Yeah, I was up early today. Last week, overslept. Had to squeeze it all in. This week, I was up. I don't know if anyone do you ever do that thing where in my head I wanted to work out before the stream, so I was like, I gotta get up early, right? So as I was going to bed, in my head, I said to myself, make sure when you wake up, you wake up and you're ready to go, you know? Laying out the instructions for my subconscious when I wake up. So, then I fall asleep. Let me just adjust my camera. Everything's perfect. I fall asleep, I wake up, and it happens. I'm like, I'm doing it. Yep, I'm locked in, I'm ready to go, I'm gonna get up, and I wake up. I look at my phone. I'm like, I'm even up before my alarm. The time on my phone, it's 2 a.m. I've been asleep for like 2 hours. Okay. Full stop, back in bed. Back to sleep. But same idea. Okay. Sleep for the right amount of time. And then, I wake up again. The subconscious comes through. It's 4 a.m. And so I basically had all of my sleep in 2 hours. But I did get up early. I managed to work out. I did everything I needed to do. I've got most of a sausage bagel left to eat. It all worked out. Morning off brand milk. Morning Mickle. Morning Benji. Morning Trig. Yeah. Alright, should I show you the fixtures as well? Wait, can you let me do the streamer thing? There we go. Ooh, it's a little bit off. You can actually see it just above my head. So Thursday, we got OWCS Global against Pokerface. Predictions are up for you already. Let me fix the overlay colors. Thank you, Bobby Rossi. Cheers, Bobby. Was that a flex? I feel like it was everything. Waking up every 2 hours. That doesn't feel like a flex. But my ability to convince myself to get up, that was strong. I just switched to M&K from controller today, and mouse and keyboard, and I'm so cooked. I'm playing Genji like Prime Wub. I'm retiring from my watch to a professional stream viewer. It's alright, LeBron. I mean, you're good at watching. You've got a new badge. You're the... LeBron. You're the community leader on YouTube chat. You guys can't see this on Twitch, but on YouTube chat, there's new badges for community leaderboard. You're top of the XP, LeBron. You got 25 XP. Real LeBron? I believe so, yeah. Morning, Sims. Morning, Red Eyes. Wow. I always knew LeBron. I mean, good on the court, good in the chat. Alright, well, let's get the background music going. We still got plenty of time. Where was I? Oh yeah, OWCS Global against Pokerface, which will be a game of Overwatch. Pokerface do tend to get one pretty often. Crazy Raccoon versus Zeta is our second game. That's the headline one, right? That's what we're all excited about today. Then Falcons versus Vesta. I don't think we're going to gain too many insights from that. One of the top teams versus what is very much odds on to be the bottom team. Weekend time. NottingCX watches Korean teams I've probably not heard of. Can't wait. You'll have heard of a couple of these. When we get to Crazy Raccoon Zeta, then you'll see. You've seen enough. 3-2 Vesta. If I unfull screen this, wait. If I do that. If I do that and that, you can see. Okay, there we go. So yeah, then tomorrow T1 versus Old Ocean. But then Zeta versus All Gamers Global, then Pokerface versus Onside. Pokeface onside might be a bit of a scrap, but again, that middle game, isn't it? It's the middle game every day this week. So you don't need to be up bright and early, unless you're up early anyway. But the middle game every day this weekend is going to be the big one. Then, final day, Vesta versus Old Ocean. Again, that might be a bit of a scrap. And then Crazy Raccoon versus Falcons, the headline game from Korea. And then Onside Gaming versus T1 to close out our group stage. In terms of standings, it's all to play for, really. Crazy Raccoon, AG, and Zeta all on 5-1. T1 and Falcons both on 4-2. Remember, there's the big difference here in the group stage for how it works as we go through the tournament is the top 4 go into seeding, which means they'll basically just play another round robin against each other for seeding. Means they are guaranteed into playoffs if you finish top 4 in the group stage. And then if you finish top 2 in the seeding tournament, you get automatically through to the semi-finals, which is obviously going to be super helpful because then all you need to do is get to the grand final to secure your spot at the Esports World Cup. Remember, there's no Asia playoffs this time around. So really it's all to play for in Korea. Then likewise, if you don't make that, and bear in mind, Falcons, T1, Zeta, AG, Crazy Raccoon, 5 teams can't take all 4, there's too many teams for the 4 spots. So one of these teams is going to lose out and have to go through the last chance qualifier, meaning they can still get into playoffs, but it means at best, they're going to be starting in the quarterfinals. So, tough. Tough for sure. Zeta versus AG, who wins? I don't know. I feel like I want to go Zeta Division. Presuming the meta holds, and I guess the meta's pretty wide open, but in terms of like lots of Orisa, lots of Hazard, I think that holds for Zeta Division. Zeta Division have a big week, right? Like, Zeta Division's 2 games this weekend to close out their season is Crazy Raccoon and AG. So, they can do it, but we're certainly in the... It's a pretty tough finish, right? Likewise, Crazy Raccoon, their final 2 games. Crazy Raccoon's final 2 games. Zeta Division today, then Falcons on Sunday. Thank you, Seppu. When is the Cheese Wheel stream?
When is Cheese Wheel stream?
In the distant future. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. So Crazy Raccoon, Zeta and Falcons, their final 2 games. AG, Pokerface, should be straightforward. And then Zeta tomorrow. So AG we'll know where AG stand by the end of Saturday. T1 actually are in a great position, because even though they're 4-2, right, so they're currently slightly off the pace, they've got Onside Gaming and Old Ocean, which should just be 2 straight wins for T1. What's going to maybe become important as well, if you look at this column, it's going to be map difference. Maybe I'll check with Craig. Hold on. Because if it's head-to-head, it's the group stage tiebreaker head-to-head or map difference first. Because then for T1, it actually might, depending on like if it's head-to-head or if it's map difference first, it might become super important.
CommanderX, thank you for all the content you've been doing. Also, have you heard about the head coach situation with ZD?
Thank you, HSQC5871. Appreciate it. Yes, I'll talk about it in a second, but yeah, appreciate the sub. I have. It's worth talking about as well. But if it's map difference first, then the fact T1 could really do with 3-0s, right? Just like clean and decisive. So yeah, actually T1 have the easiest schedule out of all the top teams. Zeta and Crazy Raccoon the hardest. Falcons, they have that Crazy Raccoon game, but they also have Bester. So like Falcons and AG should both guarantee themselves wins today. So I saw a few people asking, the Freya nerfs are live. Yep, so if you don't, I get up Overwatch patch notes. If you hadn't seen, there was like, I guess a hotfix type patch. It's a bit zoomed in, isn't it? So they've messed with Freya. The rest of this is all like stadium shit, so it's not really relevant to what we're going to watch today. But the Freya ones will very much be relevant today because they're just going to play live patch, so they're playing on this one. So the take aim, which is the slow bolts for secondary fire, slow momentum time reduced from 1.5 to 1 seconds, reload time increased from 1.35 to 1.5 seconds, so there's going to be less of them, and you can't stay in the air as long, I presume. That's what the slow momentum is, right? You can stay in the air 33% less, or a third time. Quick dash, cooldown increased from 4 to 4.5, and the updraft also increased in terms of cooldown. So more limited mobility, less take aim bolts, and all of that. Just had confirmation from Craig that it's map difference first as well. So it's worth keeping our eyes on these numbers, because obviously if we start to get ties, then the fact that Crazy Raccoon are coming into the weekend plus 12 and T1 and Falcons are down here on plus 4 and plus 3 could end up being pretty decisive. Now again, plus 12 versus say plus 4, that sounds like a lot, but all it takes is Crazy Raccoon to lose, and like if T1 3-0 both their games, they go to plus 10. I mean, if Crazy Raccoon lose a couple of games, they can go down to like, 6 or 8, plus 6, plus 8 or something. So yeah, if the two teams are tied on map difference, we'll then go to head-to-head as well. But that, yeah, I agree with Dr. Deman. I think this is a better system than when we've had head-to-head be the priority. I feel like this is a bit clearer and rewards consistent performance across the entire stage. So happy with that. And it means we're going to be having to do some math as we go through the weekend once we start to get a few of these results in. All right, let's jump back to live. We're a few seconds behind. Goal difference like God intended, exactly. What does head-to-head mean? Basically, so let's say at the end of everything, we get a situation like, let's say Pokerface and Onside are actually an example of it right now. They are tied 1-5 on match record. They are tied 6-17 on map record. So then, to separate these two teams between 7th and 8th, you go to what was the head-to-head result between Pokerface and Onside. All the teams have played each other by the end of this weekend, so we'll be able to use those to separate them. You missed the Unter stream? What's he up to? Where is he? Oh, he's on my thing as well.
Like, dude, we're gonna be in Saudi just like fucking chilling. I'm just gonna hear cuss. Hey, you guys ever hear about more bullets?
Good little joke there. Boston talking about his team coming top 3 in North America. Come on.
He's just playing Stadium. This guy loves Stadium. Is the next land soon? Not really, no. Let me bring... Where am I going to go? I want to go... Let's go all the way here. So, we've obviously got... In Korea, we've got Group Stage. Group Stage finishes today, or on this weekend, rather. And then we've got the seeding and last chance qualifier. And then we've got Korea playoffs. We've also got... We're halfway in the NA and EMEA group stage. So we've got weeks 4, 5, and 6 still to come. So 3 more weeks of action up there. I'll be covering all of that this weekend at least. I'm going to miss the end of the group stage because I will be on wedding/honeymoon. But I'll be back in time for playoffs. Then we'll get all the Korea and EMEA playoffs. We've got to have the last chance qualifier as well, which we still don't really know a lot of details about, when I feel like we really maybe should by now. But there's also going to be a last chance qualifier. And then the actual eSports World Cup, it starts on the 31st of July. But the eSports World Cup itself, because obviously there's other games of the eSports World Cup, that starts before then. But the Overwatch section, which is the bit we're all probably most excited about, will be starting on the 31st of July. So we've actually got ages. Obviously, most of June we'll get all of the rest of the regular season, the playoffs, and everything like that, and then we'll have it'll be July itself, and that'll be a bit more sparse in terms of Overwatch action. Did you see the Violet photo shoot with? Yeah, I did with the phobe. Yeah. Before I forget as well, I don't know if I can find the tweet quickly, but Zeta Division have also made some changes. Obviously, the rosters are locked, so this one. But so you can't change for players, but you can change for coaches. Where is it? Here we go. Yep. So confirmation that Changoon, who has very much been the head coach for most of Zay Division's run now, has gone. Yaki has come in. There's not really a lot of talk here about like essentially Moby Dick is going to get promoted and Yaki's going to come in and replace Moby essentially. So Goon out, Yaki in. Which is an interesting move because they've actually been playing very well lately, right? Like Stage 2 Zeta Division have looked for par. Like I look at their results. Where am I looking? Some of the key ones here. Beat easy teams on week 1, but then they beat Falcons, beat Old Ocean, beat Pokerface. Narrow loss to T1, but honestly, if you haven't watched that T1 Zeta series from last week, go watch it. It was probably the best series of the weekend. Zeta Division really could have won that series. Could have gone either way. Came down to really a couple of fights. Obviously, a lot of how their group stage is really going to be measured is going to come down to this weekend, since they have AG and CR to play still. But yeah, a bit surprised. I think Changoon's been gone for almost the whole of May already. Oh, really? So most of what we've seen is actually Moby Dick as head coach in terms of their performance so far in Stage 2. Is it normal for a contract to run out of mid-stage? No. 100%. Maybe I can't say 100%. 99%, 99.9%. They're just bloody lying. Do you because they did this? This is actually Zeta Division are making this their signature move. Do you remember when Violet left Zeta Division? A few of you might remember. And they said, well, yeah, Violet's contract expired, and it's just got to be bullshit. I'm not buying it for a second. Either Zeta Division have the dodgiest fucking contracts, maybe not in all of Overwatch, but some dodgy contracts that just end on random dates throughout the year that have no correlation to the stages or the matches or the lands or anything like that. Or they're just lying. Oh, his contract's expired. Why do all our contracts expire on these random dates? It wasn't a violent thing of military service. No, I think... I may. I'm still in. No, I think what happens a lot of the time with these type of situations is communication is never very clear from the orgs, or we get like a really minimal statement type stuff as an answer to a lot of questions.
OWCS Korea Stage 2 안녕하세요. 아나운서 이시윤입니다.
Oh wait, we need to see the volume thing in a second. Hold on. And then what happens is when there is no information or no clarity, what happens is people use theories and assumptions. People make assumptions of that, but I'm almost certain it was nothing to do with the military for Violet. I think that in terms of him leaving Zeta at least.
그 중심에 있는 팀이 바로 AGG가 아닐까 싶습니다. 현재 팀 내부 분위기나 아니면 운영 완성도를 어떻게 체감하고 있을지 궁금한데요.
일단 이제 저희가 정규 시즌을 좀 잘 진행하고 있는 만큼 팀 내부 분위기는 되게
I know how these registered are somehow Korean military draft for experts. You got lied to by OC. Yeah, I mean,
월급 입금이 됐어요. 첫 월급이 들어왔습니다.
I think there could be like a case for some of Violet's motivation for Vision Esports might have been to delay the draft or whatever. But yeah, the rules are like convoluted, at least from the outside, about Korean military. But him leaving Zeta had nothing to do with the military. And even the Vision one, I reckon it was just, do I want to sit here and do nothing and make no money? Or should I pop over to Riyadh and make some money while I'm not doing anything, you know? Because in reality, once a good opportunity comes up for Violet, he can just walk back into that as well, right?
플레이로
So
조금
might as well get paid while you're waiting around.
마침 이제 경기 전에 또 프레야 너프가 있어가지고 좀 에이드 선수가 평소보다는 활약 조금 덜하지 않을까 생각하고요. 그래서 저희도 조금 승산이지 않을까 생각하고 있습니다.
Yeah, yeah, we did Gandalf, yeah. So gonna be live. I don't know how much is going to impact it, because obviously this came out, was it literally last night?
양 팀은 라운드 로빈 한 경기씩을 남겨두게 됩니다. 오늘 경기를 앞두고 선수들과 어떤 이야기를 가장 많이 나눴을지도 궁금한데요.
Last night, so yeah, I imagine people might still be playing Freya. I imagine people will start Freya and then fuck if it's feeling tough. I think we might see a little bit more people just more willing to swap to Sojourn. I think for Violet, a lot of teams inquired, as in asked the question of like looked into, can we get him? But nobody actually bit the bullet and offered him. So I think there was a lot of interest, very few if any offers.
플레이오프 가게 되면은 좀 단판 매치들이 많고 그때부터는 이제 강팀
Liquid offered, I heard. I don't think that's true.
사실 정규 시즌보다는 저희가 한 번 더 코인을 얻게 되는 것에 대해서 조금 더 집중하고
Maybe I don't know either, but I don't think that's true.
오늘 경기도 열심히 임해보겠다라는
Yeah.
팀의 입장 들어봤습니다. 자, 이렇게 양 팀의 대표분들과 인터뷰는 여기서 마치도록 하고요. 첫 번째 경기 맵 세트도 확인하러 가시죠.
Welcome back, Panda. Nah, TU weren't interested because TU really wanted a Korean tank. So if they just hit the roster limit essentially, or the import limit rather. Dildux didn't offer. I reckon Dildux would have offered. Alright, let me hold on, don't look, close your eyes. I need to use the volume control thing to get the game sound up. There we go. It means it's gonna bug now, but I can keep fixing it. Fuck's sake, crack. Where are the Chinese games being streamed? It's on Bilibili and is it Weibo? Weibo? I think as well. The links are normally on Wikipedia. Have one of the players marry Violet when he isn't an import? Now we're thinking outside the box. Good games today. Is it Weibo or Weibo as well? I never know. It's a Twitter equivalent, so not? Okay, just Bilibili then. Weibo. What about YouTube? Oh, there is normally a clean feed link on YouTube somewhere. I can't... Did they put it on the Pro Chaser channel or something? Wait, let me join Discord before I forget as well. Just type in China Overwatch. No. If I type in... It's on the Pro Chaser channel. Oh yeah, someone just said Pro Chaser. I guess also, actually, yeah, so this seems to be where they are, even though the game's not started yet, maybe. Do they play Fridays? Where am I going? Week 2. Oh, they play Fridays, but not for another hour. Yeah. Unter needs help? Unter doesn't need help. He's halfway through a stadium game! This guy will never turn up to work, will he? Alright, we'll lock him though. There's a fake and real Admiral in his lobby. Has he managed to tell him apart? No. Last in and first out of the office? Sounds about right. They're played on live patch? Correct, yep. So Freya is worse than she was a short time ago. Oh. Alright, let's lock in. I wasn't super paying attention when the bans were there, but we'll get back on screen in a second. So we're going to OWCS, and it's going to be a Winston ban and a Pharah ban. Jasmine was in vote, so I don't really know why Pokeface are banning Winston. I don't know what they're super scared about. If anything, you'd think that it would be Heiser that would be more interested in playing that hero than anyone else. But either way, they're going to line up on University on an Orisa Mirror to begin with. Whichever way it crumbles. So we'll crack straight into it. It's going to be Juno Brig on the AG side. Tracer Cass, actually, so Pokerface. We've talked about Cass before. We've seen a decent amount of it up against the Orisa Mirror. And it can be quite effective. Easy, consistent headshots. And we'll see a little bit of an early test here in terms of how much the Freya nerfs are really going to impact Freya. For now, 8 is just on the high ground. He's got this big, long line of sight. Trying to set some take-aim bolts across the map, but it's Lisu Mini's just been picked off by Missing. Just rotating back and forth. Pokerface, they clear that one out. Jasmine's made an aggressive move. Heiser responds to that one. Shuts him in a corner. And a good start for Pokerface here. Pokerface were just playing, I don't know what you call that side of the map. We used to call it Connector. The Connector side of the map. And just rotating right, rotating left. Looking to try and pick off anyone as AG try and circle them out. They punish that Sombra. They force Jasmine to overextend. Punish him. A good start for Pokerface. Genji swap coming out from Sunjin now. A chance to challenge this Kiri Tracer a little bit more directly, but he's used his deflect already, so he's going to be repelled for now. Heiser is body checking in main. They're going to try and go Connector side. I'm really going to bring in Connector today. Aid swinging over. Alien's going to pivot to help in this room. Spin has been used. Heiser's little help. Kara was awfully low during all of this. Both juniors are going to fall. Now Spin coming into the backline, and it's an Alien takeover. Some kind of invasion. And it's just going to be another quick fight for Pokerface. No problem. Dive in from Sunjin looking for a late trade. Nothing going as well. And this is all looking good so far for Pokerface. Now, AG should come into this one big favourites. They've had some really impressive results, not just in Stage 1. Cheers, D. Not just in Stage 1, but also in Stage 2. But Pokerface are normally always good for at least one. Strong start here, slightly quicker support ups for both of them as well. Can even start with a high in his face swim now. Spin has been used if he wants to go for it. There's the flashbang in, pressure onto Sunjin. Kitsune Rush coming through. Alien's going to swing and kill Aid with all of that. And the Cass is just getting it done right now. Now they're going to walk onto the Orisa. They have ults if they want to turn it. Terror Surge comes out. No roll just yet. High in for the damage reduction. They just killed Jasmine through all of that. And AG weren't really committed to that position at all. So this is going to be an easy cleanup as well. Wait! Sunjin with another 2. He's going to pull the blade as well. He's half HP as he slides in. He can't connect onto the Cass. Body block from Heiser. Ray is forced out in return, though, so the ult investment is big. Spear from Jasmine allows Lee Soo-min to get out. Now, AG, that's a pretty positive ult trade for them. Thank you, Kashofi. They force both support ults out, but they need to get the touch. They might have to overinvest in. There's the rally to finish the kill, but Lee Soo-min can't find it. He gets naded as well. Missin's made an Anna swap. The pulse bomb behind is missed. Alien is swinging again, though. The Ray is out, but Alien's just killing anyone anyway. No support ults, no problem. Now they're all over the Orisa. Jasmine's going to get speared. AG have no supports left alive. They're desperately trying to keep this point up. But it's surely just a matter of time until they get finished off. Sunjin's getting marked out of the game now. Jasmine can maybe get one more touch after this. Aid is there as well for another touch. Missing finishes him off. The Orisa's half HP behind. Needs to be careful because Maka's actually back now. But C9. Jasmine couldn't quite keep the ping pong going.
Hello?
And Pokerface take the first round. You alright, mate?
Oh, how are we?
Good, mate. This morning, the cufflinks arrive. And the cufflinks are notable because it's the last piece of the outfit, which means the outfit is ready for next weekend.
He's ready to get married. Admiral Raptor says C9 in the chat. Welcome, Ollie. Let's get some counting going whenever the spawn has the audacity. I think I'm a bit ahead of you, so I might go back by like 5 now. And
Yeah, I'm still on replay right now, which could be...
Yeah, me too. Yeah, no, it's just trying to sync it up from where you were talking before. But yeah, welcome, Ollie. I'm playing Match Masters from the pub. You can play Match Masters from literally anywhere, boys. All you have to do is type Masters in the chat. All right, doors just opened.
27.
27, 26. It just works, baby. It just works. All right. AG rolling out. They're already down a Koth round to Pokerface. Heiser back on the horse. Jasmine on what feels like something that should be Milgaru's specialty. Sonjin in the back hiding on the Sombra. He's trying to pressure Alien just a little bit, but apparently the Freya nerfs have not hit Korea particularly hard as both teams continue to play her even into the Sombra. Spint in the back, pressures Lee Soo-min very low, forces out Mac as Suzy Q. Sonjin has killed Karu, but the trades are coming back and forth. Sonjin will go down, Missin and Karu both fall for Pokerface though, and with no supports, it looks rough for Pokerface, unless of course Alien can just swing in and hit a double bolt on Aid. It's a 3v3 right now, no supports available for Pokerface though, so if they don't win it quickly, it will be AG taking the cap here.
Yeah, had for Freya advantage in terms of damage, but just not enough healing to keep Heiser in there, so AG will be able to secure this first point, set up for the next engagement as well. Orisa a little bit trickier on some of this map just because there's that high ground right above point that AG can kind of just exploit. Jasmine's going to have a lot of options, and then a late or an early kill, depending on which way you cut it, onto Spin. More time off the clock for AG, looking pretty comfortable for him in control on this point.
Look, now they've actually got point control, and because Pokerface, both of their supports died so early, it's going to be so difficult for Pokerface to actually find this opening. Sonjin just keeps on applying pressure on the Sombra, popping back and forth. Spin's trying to chase him out, but just can't really get it done. And look at this, no recall now for Spin, but Sonjin just keeps wasting people's time. Feels like a little bit of the GK series that we have, but Alien again gets the better of Aid. Aid perhaps starting to lose that early advantage he had on the Freya. Sonjin's going to go down to Alien as well, so that's 2 for Alien now. AG, no DPS available. Pokerface have got to start getting their bodies on the point, start leveraging this flip. You can see Spint hiding out, looking for a kill on Maka. Maka appears to be dazed and confused, but there are no high school girls in sight, so that is going to be Pokerface taking the fight here. And AG, a little bit of a fumble there, it felt like.
Yeah, a bit of a pushover of a defense, really. Like, Alien just finds a pick across the map, not enough pocket. And then even though Sunjin's able to find the trade, they punish Sunjin straight afterwards. 2 picks from Alien open the door. He was on fire in the first round as well, continues it here. But now we're at this EMP timing, so eyes on Sunjin. He's going to go for a manual hack initially just to force Heiser back. Now AG can keep walking forward. They can take a support ult trade first or just go for the EMP if Sunjin finds a good target. Orisa on the low ground, everyone else split. So again, Sunjin's just going to try and help manual hack his team in, try and set up for a juicier EMP behind.
Wouldn't mind a juicy EMP right now, but Karu's going to go down. Missing soon to follow from the looks of it. He has TP'd out to safety right now. Sonjin, manual hack onto Heiser on the point. Spins Pulse Bomb, hasn't found a kill. Beat comes out from Lee Soo-min. Double support ultimate now from AG, but Heiser pops that Terror Surge. No kills converted. Alien, manual hacked up. The virus lands. Sonjin will find that kill. That's 2 for AG, but Sonjin, 8 has been traded, and Jasmine is incredibly low. Even though Pokerface were down 2 players, they're clutching it out. The horse on the objective just will not be displaced, and AG, they've stinged it on their ultimates. They had Jasmine's downpour, they had the double DPS ultimate, they invest nothing, and Pokerface just win the scrap. Now you've got Spint hiding in spawn, he's not been scouted as well, and Karu's going to have an orbital ray for next. Disaster fight for AG.
We're in a bit of a hole here. They need big EMP value, but Spint with the spawn camp has deleted him. He's going to be able to get out of this as well after the recall. Downpour comes through. Heiser is committed, but I think he had Fortify, so we'll be okay. Sonjin goes in. No chance to use EMP. And AG, all of a sudden, they need to reset quickly here. They're only going to have one more fight.
Well, perhaps the death of Freya was exaggerated in the West, as it appears Alien is just taking everyone to the cleaners. Aid pops the bowler shot, doesn't find a kill, but he will take down Alien beforehand. Spint is duking it out with Sonjin in spawn. The touch is good for AG right now. Aid is on the coast, going for more. Can't find any kills converted as of yet. Pokerface hiding off the objective, actually. Spear onto Aid is good, but AG, they're going to get the flip for what feels like nothing at all. And that is not great news for Pokerface whatsoever. We're at 65% and counting, but Lee Soo-min, he goes down to Spint. Spint is in the flow state right now. He's not going to use the recall. Going to keep on fighting. Now he's gunning for Aid up on the high ground. Virus goes wide for Sonjin. He's still got this EMP. Surely he's going to pop it soon. Aid goes down. EMP comes out from Sonjin. Day late, dollar short. Take the piss. And Pokerface have cleaned house. AG, a clean sweep. 2-0 on Oasis.
Smash them. Smash them. Yeah, it was a little bit confused when we came into this series. You know, Pokerface banning Winston didn't feel like it was going to be all that impactful, but Heiser's just going to play the Orisa, dominates in the mirror, deals with a hazard no problem, but really it was Spint and Mitten were doing such a large amount of work on the flank, but really, especially on that Gardens, when they were running for Sombra, have to look at some of these EMP decisions, right? Doesn't use EMP in the first fight when they're retaking. Instead, they use both support ults. Still don't use the EMP, still don't win the fight. And then as they come into this final fight, just can't find a timing to use the EMP. It's such an important part of Sombra's kit. It's often the swing factor in a lot of these like semi-mirrors. But just, where was it, Sunjin?
Sunjin just apparently had like next to zero interest in ever swinging a fight. He felt that if they had an advantage and he saw a swing taking place, he would out of respect allow the swing to complete. He had no interest in actually swinging the fate of fights. So, bit bizarre there from Sunjin, to be honest. Nursed an EMP all the way to the defeat screen, and that's a very unexpected lead from Pokerface here. Mind you, Pokerface is a 1-5 team in OWCS Korea right now, and AG is 5-1, so really not the outcome that I was expecting whatsoever. And I mean, you've got to give props to Alien, because he was just absolutely dominating there on Garden. I can only assume that there were shades of domination as well.
He would dominate so hard at the cast as well, yeah.
I will say, like, watching Pokerface's games up until this point, sometimes I see Alien get subbed out, and I really struggle to understand it, because I feel like that guy's, you know, quite the beast on the hit scan. Another next up DPS player. It feels like there's so many of them nowadays in Korea. We had Proud, 3 months ago, where everybody was so controversially saying, is this Proud guy a bit of all right? But now there's so many more. We've got Sonjin just stepping up and being a top tier player, unless you put an EMP in his hands in this series. We've got Alien coming in insanely clutch. Spin, you put him on a projectile character, he's going to dominate. Not enough to be less than 1-5, but it feels like there's just so many good players right now in Korea. Even on the 1-5 teams, they look so strong.
Thank you as well for Poop the Bed 7. Happy marriage, thank you very much. Yeah, I think, because what's also interesting about this Pokerface team, despite struggling to get results, they do always seem to take a map off a lot of the top teams still. They've already secured that one here. But I think this Pokerface team is probably also an example of, while they've got all this sort of big talent on the tank role and the DPS role, it's lacking in the supports. I feel like that's maybe a theme also in a lot of these sort of lower tier Korean teams. And what can often be the separation, and maybe a big factor about why AG have been so close in these elite Korean teams, is they have the backline that can compete, which is something that I think a lot of these Korean teams are missing. But great start for Pokerface.
Oh, goodness, Pokerface. I really didn't expect to see them 2-0 AG on the first call. Really did not expect that whatsoever. But here we are.
It's on the Orisa as well, which is a bad omen, right? It's a bad omen because you might have to play Orisa a few more times today.
Yeah, and I mean, look, maybe these Freya nerfs open up like a little bit more potential for Winston to be played, but that's just not the strong suit for AG either. I feel like Milgaru, if we were picking one of his best heroes, it probably... Yeah, exactly. And it's not like Milgaru is all that on the monk anyway. More of a... he's more of a hazard ball guy. Do you goon? Is this thing on? This thing is on PDK, and yeah, I mean, I do from time to time.
He doesn't goon anymore though.
Go on.
Zeta Division.
Oh, they got rid of the goon, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, Zis was telling me that apparently he's been gone for actually most of the stage. The announcement is just really delayed. So it's actually...
That's like the Violet. Violet gets cut, and then they announce it like years later.
Because I was thinking, I was talking initially like, well, actually Zeta Division have looked pretty good so far on this stage, but actually all of that good version of Zeta Division we've seen is probably actually all, Moby Dick's work.
It was actually under the tutelage of Yaki, is what you meant to say, I believe. Yeah. PDK is gooning in voice chat right now, group goon session. That's nice. That's really nice. PDK, can I interest you in installing Match Masters? While you're at it. I feel like that would be good if you could install Match Masters. Exclamation mark Masters.
The game's alright actually, as far as like...
I'm actually like low-key hooked on it. Like I went to bed last night after streaming it, and I actually...
No, because I did the Match Master sponsorship as well, and I found myself, you've got these it's like small amounts of time. I was just like, I'm doing nothing. I don't have time to play like a proper game. Play a couple of game of Match Masters while I'm here. Why not? I've already got it installed. Yeah.
The thing is, I need to start selling the in-game microtransaction, because the real return for me is if people buy that fucking 2,000 coin pack in game, which is like it's like $10 or something. You know, if people buy that, I'm laughing. Like I'm guaranteed another sponsorship next month. But like it's so hard to sell an in-game microtransaction, dude. Like I've got to beg to the most parasocial of fans in order to get that shit done.
Once you get deeper in the game, it does become like a harder to keep going.
I'll see if the whales get like hooked, you know? Like people will get hooked, and in a week from now, I'll start to see people buying the microtransaction without me asking because they're hooked.
Yeah, because what happens...
That's probably like a more likely outcome.
The way the game works is if you keep winning, you actually can just keep playing. But if you hit like a lose streak or something, you then run out of like whatever... I don't forget what they're called, but like the cards to play with essentially. So that's where you sort of get like sort of right back in of like... Well, I'm not going to end on a loss streak. I want to keep playing. All right, let me get my credit card.
PDK is sending love from Uzbekistan, if you even care.
Ah, thanks, PDK. All right, AG, banning the Orisa, taking us to Circle Royale as well.
Oh, Teast ban from Pokerface. Okay, this is interesting. Notice how he doesn't care. Bro went corporate on us. Are you talking about me or Xavier? Oh, Troglodyte. I'm sorry, Into Tiny Flame. No. You got 3 there. 3 for the price of 1. I wasn't trying to fuck you.
Do I still get money? No, my sponsorship with Matchmasters have ended. That was actually a purely love of the game organic review from me. Max
genuinely,
is paid,
this guy is just advertising for the love of the game. Me, I'm advertising because I'm being paid to do it. Like, as you can see in my Twitch bio from the banner, it's a hashtag ad. But like, yeah. Come on. Install the damn game on your phone. Put 8 to 12 US dollars into it, or 15 Australian dollars, and like just watch the smile on the streamer's face grow.
His happiness is completely reliant on his bank account, everyone. So the power is very much in your hands.
It's like you thought that me needing to drill a hole at the farm was the issue. Now I need to chop down trees just to free up the space to get the truck to drill the hole. Like, it's just an endless pit of money.
It's so expensive to remove trees as well.
Yeah, you think it's expensive to remove trees. Just wait until you find out how many fucking meters into the ground we're going to have to go.
Well, you're going to have to go deeper than you initially thought.
Oh, it's $220 a meter.
That's
associated with getting them out.
Fuck.
You know, these holes can go upwards of 150 meters down. So yeah, it's not a cheap endeavor. So like, I'm a fucking Matchmasters head till the day, basically. But enough about that, because we've got an Ana Juno versus Juno mirror here. This is something that we've been seeing a little bit more on Circuit Royale being popularized in Korea, where the attacking teams in these low poke compositions just go for the mercy to go all in on pocketing the Freya. Aid, despite the pocket he's receiving, is actually just going to go down instantly to Spint though. Spint's going to tear him a new one. Lee Soo-min good for the res though, so Aid looking for another opportunity to swing now.
Trying to full pocket Aid into these power positions. He was probably the worst off on those hit scan jewels in the first map, but the Mercy will help with that. You see Sunjin trying to take a little bit of space, but no chance at all. Farah in the sky, making it so hard to swing these corners. And they're just going to keep him at bay for now, Pokerface.
Oh, I mean, this is not looking bad for Pokerface at all if they can just keep on holding this corner, really relying on Aid, getting a good swing time and getting some good bolts in. If they can't have that, they can't have much of anything, to be perfectly honest. Pokerface, they don't need to swing, they don't need to do anything terribly aggressive because it's all on AG. AG do now have the bowler shot. They are swinging with this timing. You see the swing comes out, the bowler as well. It does not connect though. The kite from Pokerface is good. Heiser is just hard blocking right now, waiting for Missing to come with the nano boost. Nano is 99%. Nano is now available. They can pop that on Heiser, but he doesn't have form. Maybe they'll put it on Spint instead. Spint playing inside the right angle right now. Lee Soo-min just taking the piss. Super jump upping in the sky. Looking like a Mercy montage right now. Nano comes out into Heiser and he Iron Mike will take down everybody. And it feels like this Mercy gambit from AG is not paying off at all.
No, Pokerface is doing a very good job. Now, when Aid is trying to take these swings, the backline of Pokerface and mainly like Missing, Karu, and Alien, they're actually playing quite far back, almost on the next corner, which means anyone who wants to swing wide, they have to swing right underneath the Farah. And then you just get trapped in that crossfire. So we saw it with Sunjin. Anytime anyone tries to take any more meaningful space, because that's what AG want to do. They want to swing the corner, get Sunjin over to coast and win through angles. But Sunjin's having such a hard time. Case in point, up against here. They're going to go for the res, but the Mercy's going to die as well. Sunjin's back up. Still a net player negative. Sunjin's going to go straight back down. And this is just domination so far from Pokerface.
I trouble you with some numbers because I changed quality and it just went into an endless black screen. So 28,
27, 26, 25, 24, 23.
Ah, we're synced up. Nice.
Beautiful.
Pure domination from Pokerface coming out, and I mean, it's such bad news for AG because Pokerface, they're doing it just one ult at a time. They've only used Missin's boost so far on this defense, and they're 60% to another one. Heiser has his form forced out very early, but this is allowing Missin to continue charging that ultimate. Spint has, hang about, here comes the clock swing from Sonjin, Valk to enable. No kills as of yet. Karu with a Rage Axe, you bum Karu. But Sonjin will be traded out. Lee Soo-min, he wants this res so badly. Cannot cancel it with the conk. Spint doesn't have it available, so that res is huge. Nano Barrage available though. Nano comes out on Spint. Heiser pops the ult at the same time. Jasmine, full aid has gone down in the mix. And it's another fight for Pokerface here. AG have saved 2 ultimates in the back pocket. Pokerface has spent the entire bank. But there's 30 seconds on the clock, Sav.
Running out of time now, but there is ult advantage if they get in there. AG, that fight started much better for them thanks to Sunjin. Getting that Rage Axe out means Pokerface have to overspend to save themselves. Now AG, as long as they can get to point, they can use this Annihilation, bowler opportunity as well. They just need to worry about these picks because they've still got the Farah, and look at Missing, hiding. Oh, they have no idea. He's going to get a huge nade, potentially a sleep, goes for the nade, gets it onto the back line. The sleep is good. Pokerface are all 1 HP as they swing, but this they found no kills. AG have survived. Just about. I think Missing almost should have waited longer. He was completely undetected. He could have let them come a little bit more further in, because when he went, the rest of the Pokerface team had to swing so far around the corner to try and follow up. But credit to Lee Soo-min for hitting that sleep. Really saved him.
Classic case of Chokerface, or so my chat tells me. Aid takes down Spint late as well, so Pokerface are now going to have to play a full retake here in the choke. They can't hold that forward positioning at all, and that's real bad news for them, because with no ultimates to swing out other than the boulder shot, and a ram stuffing them in the choke close, it is going to be incredibly awkward for them indeed. Jasmine pops the slow in the choke. You can see Heiser is just swinging wide, trying to take that outside space. Looks like the Tracer is out there too, and Jasmine is just going to back all the way up, gets slept up as well. They're looking for a kill here. Alien managed to miss that one, but Lee Soo-min goes down before anything can happen. Spint hidden away in the back, 1v1ing Aid, but Aid will win that. Quite literally 2 HP, manages to win that trade. And AG, they're still scrapping it out on the card.
They've got a Nano to go for the next one as well, but an important kill onto Alien will slow him down. They're walking forward. Bowler is out. Alien will die for that one. Lee Soo-min still has the Nano, but Anti right now can't use it on Jasmine. They're just trying to stabilize right now. AG not invest yet, but they nearly have both support off. Pokerface desperate for their Ray as well. Nano comes through onto Jasmine. They're trying to live. He has form now. This could be brutal. Heiser's going to go down. Karu still doesn't have that Ray. Mack has popped his already, and they're going to get no chance to get these ultimates up. And the snowball is looking perfect for AG.
Oh, Karu, just the eternal letdown, so close to the Ray and yet so far on the first point, cost his team a whole lot of ultimates by Ray Jackson as well. Such a shame that he just can't get it done in the clutch. Pokerface now, after a very solid first point hold and a second point that seemed clutchable, they're looking at 2.5 minutes for third. They have a huge ult bank, they can hold here on this close corner, but look at this, Spint is behind yet again, duking it out with Aid. Maybe it's time for Pokerface to push main. You've got Alien swinging over on the coast, you've got AG trying to hold on to this high ground right now. Got to be careful of Lee Soo-min's angle. At the same time, with full support available, there's a real opportunity for Pokerface to push here.
Yeah, had to use the nade defensively, which is a bit upsetting. They've dealt with Spint in the back, but Heiser's gone. He's nanoed in, he has the Annihilation, Amber Ray, they popped everything again. Pokerface, they're looking for kills. Heiser connects one, Karu connects another one, but my god, is this an expensive way to win a fight.
Yeah, I mean, look, it only cost them 4 ultimates to get out of that choke there, and AG, in response, spent exactly 0. So a 4 for 0 trade is be, you know, perhaps writing home about at the end of things. But Pokerface, they still have a chance because this position is so strong. They can hold the chokes very easily here. But ultimately, AG, with so many ultimates in the bank, they should just be able to ult out of the choke and force Pokerface to backstep. Sonjin goes for a very aggressive swing. It actually gets directed by the bowler, but will survive nonetheless. Fortunately, Freya remains so incredibly... Alien can just one-shot some. Jasmine has also whiffed this kill here on Nissan. He finds a kill eventually, but it takes a hell of a lot of enough time for Alien to find Aka and Lee Soo-min and Aid. This guy is the best Freya in Korea, and he's on a team. Grow up.
Chance to keep it moving now, AG. Heiser's going to have no choice but to die on point here. The cart will walk forward, but now they're in a pretty good position. They have a chance to get everyone forward. They've got the Nano, they've got the Ray, and they've got the Bowler to throw in there as well. Double support ult for AG. They only going to have one shot at it, but they've got the ult with which to do it. Lee Soo-min already aggressive on the high ground. He's there with Sunjin, who has to slide back, so Lee Soo-min has to be careful right now. Can just drop this Nano over onto one of these DPS to take this duel, actually. Alien has to be careful. There is the Nano, and Nano Bowler. He's going to get slept, but he's killed 2 already. Ada's still done enough. They've got the Ray in main to finish this. It's going to be so difficult. Heiser's playing for point for sleep. Oh, he's woken at least. Spink can still find a trade with this pulse bomb. They've got a decent amount of cart to push. There is a way to get back onto point here for Pokerface, and they nearly have the Nano.
Been being chased out a little bit behind, but probably not going to be the man to touch here. Looks like they are trying to have him be that man. He jumps onto the cart. Orbital Ray comes out immediately from Maka. Bowler Shot comes out on the from Alien, but no kill can Nano out to God knows who. Karu dying. Because what else does Karu good for? And Pokerface, despite so many heroics all throughout the... Despite Alien killing 4 in the previous fight, we are going to witness a full push here for AG. Overtime on the first point, overtime on the third, second point that was simply pissed up the wall, and a bit of an underwhelming finish here on the defense, all things considered for Pokerface.
Is your... whatever it's called, noise suppression higher than usual? Like, you keep cutting out on my end.
Am I cutting out a lot?
Yeah.
I've done nothing. Is it a Discord issue? Is it? Yeah, it has to be a Discord issue. Like,
I presume your stream would have complained by now if it was happening on your stream, right? Because you've been live for a while, so I think it must be Discord.
I can look at my Discord settings and see if something's different.
I don't know if there's like, I know like on NVIDIA broadcast there's like a slider for how aggressive you want it to be. I don't know if Discord has the same thing.
It's just input sensitivity. I'll just change it. Like,
okay.
Just lower it a bit and see if this fixes it. Like, I have it on automatic usually, but I'll just put it on like, we'll see if this just fucks it up or what. Tell me if I keep cutting out.
I'll let you know.
Yeah. How much is it happening? Like every time I talk, or
every time you cast?
You change your voice settings because of the dishwasher? No, Ryan. I did that on my phone, mate. Different thing. Crack a can, mate. Just whisper into the mic for me, please. I'll look into this. It's a meme. Here's my money. Cheers. Appreciated. Cheers. Welcome back to the Parasocial Friends Club. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Magnolia7 as well.
Just tuned in. Is BAP really good enough to warrant a ban?
Big ups, Magno.
Is BAP good enough to warrant a ban? Yeah, on this type of map, it's like one of the better maps for it. It's not the most impactful, but I think it's really fine. Going to be an Alari out here from AG on the defense, who are going to do the same hold we see all the teams do now on this back corner. Just trying to play it slow, bleed a bit of time off. The actual hold will come in this corner, and Sunjin finds a pick. And this will allow AG to walk forward now. They should be able to clear the point, and a bit more time off the clock.
Oh, and Sonjin is dead to Alien yet again. This kid really is starting to make a name for himself here in OWCS Korea. You put him up against a 5-1 team and he just starts taking names. Swinging again up on the high ground, but Aid has his number this time around. Double Vault will be pocketed through. He is going to survive that. But a deep slow from Heiser. And look at this, the Ana swinging the corner, goes for the sleep. Hits nothing. Now we've got a form timing back from Jasmine. There's currently a 1-player advantage for Pokerface, but AG appear to be immune to that reality as they are just swinging all the way through. Lee Soo-min, the guy can see through walls and bushes and is just going to start forcing players back. But Alien catches the kill again. Alien is just consistently good for it. Jasmine's sleeping on the job as well. Anti-nade splashes onto Jasmine. This could be curtains here for AG's first hold.
Yeah, on the back foot, all over this Sojin as well. Heiser and Spint will finish that one off. looking good from now. And yeah, just no response. It's going to be a quick and decisive first point for Pokerface. Again, off of big work from Alien.
Oh, Hellfree Pulse, thank you very much for the gifted tier 1. Welcome back, my favorite juicer, Oiler, soon-to-be Match Masters player if we're lucky. If you really want to put some money, in my pocket, that's the way to go about it. Any tips for a new streamer? Literally none. I have no idea. Get overwhelming support from the tournament organizer. Have a very long competitive career that funnels people towards watching your stream. Anti-Nade splashes into the backline for AG, but no kill conversion. Spint dashed in for it as well, but he will be traded out, so that's an absolute disaster for the side of Pokerface. Felt like the snowball was well and truly in their hands, but slips right through their fingers, and here's Karu just standing still in the cart, ready to meet his maker.
Come on, mate, at least pretend. At least pretend you might get another meter. Jewel in the air. Aid's going to lose that one again, and Alien continues to be good for it. Big problem here for Pokerface in many ways because they have lost that snowball opportunity. We saw AG's attack getting that cap really actually set them up to finish the map and recover all the problems on first. But now that opening pick gives them a chance to move. There's a ray of annihilation straight away. Maka has mirrored it as well, but Jasmine is all over Heiser right now. Blade is still available for Spit for Sleep there as well. He's going to take a chunk of damage, but the Nano comes through. Jasmine is still going. Jasmine's deleted the Ana as well. He's looking for more, and they had just more ults in the end. That Nano boost coming up mid-fight turned the ties for AG and allows them to stabilize.
And ultimately it was a Karu Ray fight, so sort of par of the course that they do wind up losing it. Next turn, there's a Blade available for Spint and soon to be a Nano as well. Nano Blade could be huge here. Thank you for the 100 biddies and thank you for acknowledging the sponsor. Oh, you're going to have to talk for a bit, Sav.
We can do that. Overclock available for AG as they walk up. As they look to continue to hold this. Spint has the Blade. They might wait until they have Nano Blade here, actually, because this is a particularly difficult one. So they won't have a combo. Actually, Spint doesn't want to waste at all. He's all over that Sojourn. Going for it. Just convert the kill. He can live. No, he can't live. Traded out at the end. 1 for 1.
Soon.
That's the ults traded. Nano available now for Missing to keep pushing forward. Likely just going to go onto the Ram again on the next form timing here. Sunjin didn't actually use the overclock there, so he has it coming back in this. Anti-Nade onto Lee Soo-min. Nano onto Alien. He's walking forward. He nearly has the bowler. Anti-Nade comes through from Lee Soo-min. Goes for sleep, misses for sleep. They can't find anything. Sunjin is back. Alien actually did find 2 player advantage now for Pokerface as they walk forward. It's just Lee Soo-min and Aid though. They're all so low. The shield up as well. Dash through, trying to force this kill. They keep pushing. They need to try and live here, AG. They might have a recontest. They do have a recontest if they're quick.
There is a recontest here. They're back on the Symmetra. Thank you for the 100 biddies, Hell Repulse, and the 100 biddies that came before it. Cheers, Dr. Suleiman Group. That is going to be AG back on the cart thanks to the Symmetra swap, and they've got support ultimates to boot. Sleep onto Sonjin though. Great timing from Missin. Nothing to keep Heiser alive right now, but he's closing on his ultimate. Alien's in the backline. He's taken down Maka with a 2-player advantage. Surely AG cannot clutch this. They have used their nano boost onto Jasmine. Missin is taking a beating. Missin will fall. Aid in the back goes down to Alien though. The new king is being crowned, but Sonjin is already back. Sonjin back on the cart. Maka with the orbital ray, and now Heiser's being beamed. Can't even use the ultimate. Uses the ultimate. Karu nearly has Ray. That's a lost condition in my book, Xavier. Ray comes out. Here comes the push. Lee Soo-min is incredibly low. Alien's looking for a kill but can't find anything. Jasmine is pressing forward. Spin. Dashes through Lee Soo-min, but Sonjin trades Alien. It's a 4 versus 4, but it's a Karu Ray fight. We all know what that means. Jasmine has popped the Annihilation in the mix as well. Sonjin is just beaming, and Pokerface can't do it. Thanks for the 100 biddies, Help Repulse.
Such an insane carry from Sunjin on the sim there. If he's allowed to beam during all of these ultimates, he's just going to get it done. Missin's going to die a little bit late here as well, and all of a sudden Pokerface are out of time. They're going to have 1 minute left on the clock. Only their DPS ults to work with. Sunjin has a sim wall because he's done so much damage, but really can't give Sunjin enough credit for that clutch here. Now Pokerface, they have to walk up this difficult hill. Aid is going to be looking in the bowler as well. Bolt slows him down. Sim TP. Just for harassment, Nade onto Heiser. They're making this walk up so difficult. Heiser's had to pop his form very defensively. Spint is asleep as well. Bowler to try and save it. Alien finds them another opening pick on the walk up. AG still have the ult, but there's a Nano Blade close.
Nano Blade just around the corner. AG, they pop the symbol just to buy themselves some time here, but that's not going to stop them from falling to the Nano Blade. Oh, Pokerface backing up a little bit. Bowler shot comes in, does not land, but Missin's going to go down anyway. He Nano Jacks us too. Absolute disaster. If only they didn't have to play on 18 ping so that Nano would go off. So now Pokerface They've lost the map,
Just
plain
dead.
and simple.
Yeah.
It's a good swing timing there from AG. Down a player, doesn't matter. They're able to get it done. Pokerface, they're going to go for the touch here. Who will do it? We've got the slow up in main. Alien
Alien's got
finds
it.
the touch somehow, but just doesn't find the kills to go with it. And AG, they've clutched it out. Fight after fight after fight here on second point. They have managed to pull it back from the brink. Stonjin, Aid, taking turns clutching it out. And what is that? Is that the sound of my Match Masters alert box? Like,
It's actually
how do you know
unbelievable,
they're
right?
playing?
I don't think mine made noises when I had it. But
Oh, it's because I have the alert box hidden away somewhere.
because Alien gets them the opening pick for the umpteenth time. They get the walk up. AG used the symbol, but it's actually a shit symbol because they can just wait. They can just wait it out completely, and then they've got a clear nanoblade opportunity. But then the bowler, I don't even know why missing was there, right? Just kind of out in the open. Possible to hit that bowler, or it shouldn't be possible to hit that bowler from there. And all of a sudden, it turns into a nano jax. They don't get their nano blade off. And then actually, you go back through. Was that 2 Jax support ults on that second point attack as well for Pokerface? Like, there's all these opportunities here. They just can't close it out with their ults.
Brutal scenes here.
And yes, live patch for those asking as well. Freya is nerfed. You wouldn't know it watching Alien, but I promise you it's for weaker Freya.
Really does not look it at a glance. How did Pokerface win a map? Prayer.
Alright, I'm grabbing a drink. You're in charge.
What should I eat? I love it when he leaves me in charge. It makes me feel so powerful. I'm
I had a
thinking,
sausage
do I
bagel.
order
Make a sausage
food?
bagel.
Oh, because I've got some sausages in the oven, right? I could literally do some sausages and some bread, and yeah, just bang some snags in the oven and call it a day, you know? And in the meantime, like before I put the sausages in the bread, I could do some... Oh, we could do a round of Ethno Guesser. Yeah, link the Ethno Guesser. We'll do the one round. Actually, no, we're not gonna do Ethno Guesser today. We have too many viewers to do Ethno Guesser, unfortunately. So, like, you know, when you ask yourself, why didn't we get to play Ethno Guesser today? It's because Craig doesn't let you have nice things. I'm gonna do this guess off screen. What is this, like, somewhere between Europe and Asia? Actually, really close. I'll show you my guess here. I feel like I'm pretty happy with this guess. Let me show you my guess here. So, I thought that this was somewhere like, you know, in the middle ground of Europe and Asia, and like I've guessed a bit north, but not bad. Who is actually good at this game? It's so hard. It's so fucking hard to use an AI composite. But really, like, if you look at the size of the globe, like, I didn't do that badly, did I? I'd say not a bad guess. I'd say it's a pretty respectable guess. Me? Okay, Chris would actually be insane at this. Like, if there's one person that's like a pro at phenotyping, it would have to be Chris, right? Like, Chris would actually be the king of the phenotyping. Chris, can you download Match Masters on your phone? That would be nice. Sir Marjet is live, gotta go? True. Sometimes you gotta tap in. Sometimes you just gotta tap in. Can I? I will do it if you download the mobile app on your phone. Is this a replay? This is a rerun, Thug Nasty. I knew that you were coming around this time. Hello, Gay Unter. Couldn't help but notice that your sub has worn off, Gay Unter. You gotta be careful writing like that. Downloading? Cheers. Literally, I'm gonna disappear in the blink of an eye here. Your greed sickens me. It festers like rot beneath your polished words. A stench no gold can cover. You gorged yourself on what wasn't yours. Dreams, dignity, lives. And now you stand here, draped in the spoils, expecting grace? You confuse survival with gluttony, power with worth. In every soul you crushed to climb higher, you killed a little part of yourself. May God have mercy on your wretched soul. Thank you, Fat Hammond, and thank you for the gift sub, Eva Mirage. Welcome back, Chrissy. Help Repulse, Gay on to get your money out. You're required to sub so Unter doesn't have to eat ice soup again for another 6 months. True. We're gonna do hummus and bread, actually. We're gonna do hummus and bread.
I'm back.
Be sure to save enough bread for the Be sure to save enough bread for the sausages later as well.
You haven't just bread now?
Some bread with some hummus on it, because I mean I can't Instapot the sausages, and like you didn't give me permission to leave, so I couldn't go and prep sausages. You literally left me in charge. Like I'm not going to abandon my post, am I? My money low, sorry, Unter. Gay Unter, the way you can make it up to me is by downloading Match Masters on your phone and playing it. Might cost you nothing, but you know what? It'll be the same as giving me a sub.
Imagine
Literally
if you left
download it
your
and play
post,
for like
mate.
5 minutes and it'll be the same as you subbing. Maybe more, actually.
Alright, Milgaru in.
Oh, finally Milgizzy's in.
Options for a snap. Presumably going to a hazard map if I had to guess. Maybe even a... Have they banned Orisa on... Circuit? I was going to say like a Runa Sappy ban Orisa, but I think they've used it.
Oh, Help Repulse with a gift sub to Gay Unter. Don't let that stop you from downloading the game, Gay Unter. Mmm. Delicious hummus bread. Thank you very much, Help Repulse.
Morning, IC.
Blessings to Turkey.
Plum says, I got outsmarted by the squirrels in my loft. They emptied out all the traps without triggering a single one. Fuck.
W bread? Agreed, Mitch. You hear Xavier just yapping in the background, Mitch?
That's me.
Mitch is the guy you banned. The host guy that was a bit odd.
When?
Months ago.
Oh.
Guy was just straight harassing you.
Oh, yeah. That's it's just many such cases. We had squirrels.
You know, Shiani.
We had squirrels in the garden in LA, but they stayed in their place, you know? They stayed outside.
Oh, Ginny! Holy shit, I haven't seen you in ages, dude. Fucking hell, mate. I haven't seen you in a long time. I promise you it's good.
Sombra ban.
Oh, can I manage another hummus spread? Would that be ridiculous?
Brick ban. Oh, we're going to play ball then.
Oh, these are upset. Brig ban. Sombra ban. Is a Brig ban signaling the ball is coming?
I think so, yeah. That'd be my guess. I mean, obviously, it lends into them just playing like a Juno Kiri or an Ana Kiri as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see a ball here. Maybe it'll end up in a bit of just a hazard mirror ultimately. But wouldn't be surprised to see the ball at the start here as well.
Fair enough. Because I'm not really like a draftsman. I don't really like understand that. You know, Brig ball thing. I don't do the drafts for my team. It's more Chris's department.
Ask him when you're next at work.
Yeah, next time. Well, God only knows when I feel like next showing up. To be honest.
We got a match soon, so you might see him at least in passing.
No. I might stream it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Matchmaster's sound. I love that. Troglodyte. From a Dunhill? That's a class fucking Twitch name, mate.
I'd have so much time for you playing Matchmasters while your team get swept.
Oh my god. Imagine. We're dropping maps, we're losing to Supernova, and I'm just fucking matching. hummus bread is insane. You're gonna have to
He's
take
like
the first bite
supernova
and
winning the first map. But look at all these extra goes I'm getting.
Yeah. Don't forget to buy the boosters, guys.
Have I tried, this is from PDK, have I tried to play Matchmasters using Unter's code? Also, Frothy Philly says good day. Good day,
Oh.
Frothy Philly. And I've already played it.
day.
I mean, maybe I'll reinstall it on my phone. Can't wait for Unter to be fucking promoting Matchmasters to people at my wedding. Fuck's sake. When's the next Uncoachable? a long time away now, actually. It's my fault, though. I'll take responsibility. All right, so it is for
What are
ball
you taking
coming out.
responsibility for?
There being no Uncoachable for a while.
It's on you, yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, fuck.
It's going to be the ball coming out here from Milgaru, Kiri, Lucio with it as well. Juno, Kiri, Orisa on the side of Pokerface, so have to be a little bit careful here. Worth noting A's actually on the Sojourn as well, but Missing just finds that early kill, so it's going to take all the gas out of AG's tank early on. They still have their ball behind and stuff. Their Trace is still harassing, but with their main source of healing gone, it's going to be very tricky. A slam comes through onto Alien. He's pocketed through all of that. They've got the first flip already, and even a late kill onto A, just going to force a full reset now out of AG.
High expectations right now on AG as they've taken what, feels like a matchup that should be good for them. The Lucio Kiri, not bad at all for them. There's that Matchmaster sound again. Good God, I might have to kill that alert box at this rate. But, Maka pre-fighted. Missin just holding it down on the side, and Lee Su-min now dead as well. So the supports from AG having a real hard time living, despite being on the Lucio Kiri ball comp, something which you would think would allow them to go and play side by themselves and just live. But Heiser, he's also going to take down Aid, and I mean, this is a real mess for AG at this point. They're dropping like flies,
Oh, wow.
one after the other. Now Maka trickling in for another death. Nobody from AG seems to be capable of surviving for more than a couple of seconds. And Pokerface, I mean, they're breezing through to the final fight here on the first point. Nobody is even close to an ultimate bar, Sonja.
Yeah, AG's comp really does want to take all sides of a map, hit them from all sort of different angles on the dive, but so far Missin and Spin have just been dismantling them before they even get to that point, and Missin's got another one. It's a 1-for-1 trade, so still playable right now for Pokerface. They kind of have no choice because they have to touch. Milgaru's going to get that first one as he goes down to half HP. Alien with a bowler ready to go, but now onto the high ground. Aid has a powerful position. Bowler out onto Milgaru. He's awfully low. He's so low they can't find the finishing blow. Now a challenge onto the high ground, but they've C9'd. Milgaru too low to touch. Sunjin was respawning, and that one just goes to the keeper. Didn't even have to invest anything other than a bowler for that Pokerface.
They invest a bowler. Even if they fumble a kill onto Milgizzy, it doesn't matter because Pokerface now, they've just rolled in, keeping all of their ultimates, bodies onto the next point, and news is not getting any better for the side of AG either. This is a great point for the Orisa. You can bunker down on the objective, and it's very difficult for AG to touch. Milgaru floating up on the high ground. He's going to be instantly forced out, and Maka pre-fighted once again. What is happening to AG? They leave the way roster. They leave the way branding. They lose Gultech for 2 weeks, and they fall apart. Minefield from Milgaru on the point is absolutely hopeless, and it's just curtains. Pokerface, they're dominating right now. Kill after kill, pushing all the way to the enemy team's spawn. AG pumping ults in and getting nothing in response. Everyone say hi to Homosexual.
Hey, Homosexual. Just keeping you in the loop here, but Spin and Missin are taking over. Can't do anything again, so actually, there we go. Sunja responds. They come and try and clear the Kiri Tracer out first. Now they can take their fight. Now they have angles to dive on, and they're going for Karu. A spear interrupts that, but it's a beat push to keep going. Karu responds with the Rave, but the Pulse Bomb is good from Sunjin. And this time, AG, they clear the Kiri Tracer first, and all of a sudden, the fight looks a lot easier for them once they take it on to point. Could be an important adaptation here for AG to get themselves back into this map.
Well, finally a sign of life for them, but the bad news is that Pokerface have managed to hold on to a couple of key ultimates, the Kitsune Rush and the Terror Surge. These are two ultimates that can really help you plant yourself on the objective. AG, they're really going to have to hit Pokerface on the rotation. Don't let them get to the point without taking a turn. You can see Milgaru is playing up above, looking for that slam angle already. Here he goes. Slam through the choke. Here comes that turn. Booping around, doesn't quite find the connect on the high ground, but Aid is good for it onto Spint. Missin playing playing for damage right now, looking to TP back. He will escape back to his team. But the damage is done for the side of Pokerface. AG, they keep pressing forward. Now they are the ones spawn camping. Missing falls, but 8 is traded. So it's a 4 versus 4. Making a 3v4 as Milgaro and Marker find 2 more kills. Make that, yeah, no, that's all. Sonjin has gone down. There were trades, but Pokerface, they can't stop dying. And now they need to touch the point.
Yeah, they need to get to point, and they also need to survive on their way to point. This has been the big problem. They're getting hit early by this bull comp, which is what the bull comp is so good at. They're going to try and go through the inside path potentially here, or they're just walking up main. And this leaves for backline exposed. You see Carrie's taking a bit of heat right now as Heiser's going to get that initial touch. Triggers the overtime. Ada swung with this overclock. Not great targets. Body shots. Only pulse bomb is so good from Spin. Important trades for Kitsune Rush as a trade on point. But Bola as well. The finish is good. They will flip this point back. The rest of AG have no choice but to die on point now. And they will get one more fight here. AG, they do have the ball comp, so the touch will be easy. And they have the only ult on the board in the form of this Mines from Milgari.
Oh my days. If they can catch out Sonjin on the touch, this could be bad news indeed for AG. AG swinging in for the touch. Milgaro comes around from behind, slams onto the objective just to get the touch, and now he's trying to get out of dodge. Spear from Heiser is not going to connect the kill. But look at this. Oh my god, Spint is in the state. He's actually in the state right now. He's taking down Sonjin. Aid goes down as well. Suzy Q to keep him alive. Lee Sumin wall rides onto the point. Doesn't matter that he's been Suzy Q because he is going to go down to Spint. You can't take this guy down. And I mean, look at this Pokerface. They get the losers pick of the map. They go to a Milgizzy ball map and they're up 2-0 right now. Aid has made the swap over, or back over to Sojin rather, because he was on that before. But I mean, Spint is just doing it all right now. Aid pulls the clock and Spint is ready to pulse in. Next turn comes around and Spint is one clipping Sonjin while he's being double pocketed by his supports. Grow up. Milgara's going to make a swap over to Winston now. They're trying to counteract this Orisa desperately. But AG really struggling here on Milgara's map.
Really struggling quite a lot. I don't know if the Winston's going to make this that much easier. Again, they need to be sure to take this Kiri Tracer out of the game before. But again, you see Spin and Missing there behind. More damage into the back. Ada's half HP. And AG have been forced to reposition towards point. Pulse Bomb's going to be a miss. Spin has to recall. They have the beat. Lisa Min's going to drop it. Hits everyone. Ray and Terror Surge come out in response. Bit of damage only, but they've got all the damage to follow it up with afterwards. Now they can just mark Ada out of the game. Nowhere to go. The combo is good for Pokerface. They have the ult to response. A little bit of a stagger as the cap's gone through as well. And great fight there for Pokerface.
Oh dear. Pokerface, they spent a few there. Few ults indeed, but ultimately AG, they've only got that Kitsune Rush for the retake. Pokerface holding up now, trying to make the rotation a little bit more awkward. Again, not allowing AG to get an easy free engagement, no free retakes. We've got Christopher watching, we've got Capitology as well, so God only knows there are no free retakes coming through. AG, they're about to get a free retake. They've gotten all their bodies onto the point without having to use an ultimate. Now the Kitsune Rush is about to come out. TP on from Maka, Kitsune Rush to follow. Heiser holding it down on the point, but Ada's already found a kill on Alien. He did not play front to back, he went and flanked. And this is about as good of a situation as AG could possibly ask for. Really nice flank from Aid there to open things up, to catch the players of Pokerface as they kite out the Kitsune Rush, not just getting caught playing front to back. But if AG lose a fight, they're going to lose the map here.
Yeah, really on the verge. You can see Pokerface, they wanted to play slow to try and buy time for Missing to get a Kitsune Rush to mirror Makas. But the problem is, if you start so far back, you just concede all this space, so you don't actually force the ult. You'd be better holding close, forcing the Kitsune Rush a little bit further, maybe even out the choke, then trying to walk backwards. Now, they have to retake. They do have that Kitsune Rush advantage, but this is the tricky situation for Pokerface's comp. Retaking when AG already have setup, when they have control of the flanks, when they have control of the high ground. They force this TP early. They're walking in. Aid has the overclock. Missing is stuck in there. Kitsune Rush comes through. Aid's going to respond. So much damage onto Missing. He TP's back. Sliding for the kill, but Aid can't find it. Missing's given the slip. Looking for it. Cross map onto Karu, but they've traded it for the tank. Aid's going to get a second one, actually. Tail end of this overclock might just save him. 3v3 right now. Spin has the pulse bomb. Aid avoids that one. He's now swinging back over towards the point to put some damage into Heiser. Heiser's down to half HP. Coming back through, but Spin hadn't given up the chase. Takes him down, back into the map. And AG, they can't afford to lose this. They've got ults coming back, but it's a desperate situation.
Okay, all gamers, they've got one last chance here. And Sonjin pulls the blade. He's going for gold. He gets not even a silver. He's going to fall in the air. Zero man. Milgaro pulls out the hands. He's going for more. But now it's Heiser. Aid finds another one. This guy's a clutch king. Lee Sumin has the beat, but he's being camped out. The Suzuki is good to save his life. Oh my god. He goes in before popping that beat. Ridiculous. He lives. Heiser's Kitsune Rush comes out from Maka now. The Terror Search from Heiser does not find kills. Heiser's about to run out of skills on the point. It looks like AG are actually going to clutch this one out. Lee Soo-min, with balls of tungsten, manages to pop the highest value beat we've ever seen. Maka and Lee Soo-min well and truly getting it done. And AG, they hang on by a sliver.
Absolutely outrageous. I thought when the TP comes through from Maka Vasuzu, it's like, right, just press the beat, get it going, we need to clutch. But Lee Soo-min, presence of mind, no fear at all. The hardest balls in all the world. Holds on to it, keeps AG in the map, and now all to play for again as we go into this next point. But Pokerface do have the ults, both DPS ults and the Ray as they come through here. But they do essentially have to retake here, Pokerface, as AG have control of the choke. They can play, set up this dive. AG's going to swing, early body shot onto Spin will slow him down, but it is a 2v1. Lee Soo-min is coming to help out as well. Lee Soo-min's committed to that, and there's a Ray in main, and Milgar has just been deleted by this Ray in main. Now they come to help the side fight. Alien's there as well. Lee Soo-min, 1 HP, nowhere to go. And it's going to be a Ray conversion into this first fight for Pokerface.
Rare situations where Karu pops Ray and actually finds value. Jelly Misu, thank you very much for the Prime. Welcome back, 5 months. Perhaps we might even be able to play later based on this information. AG, they've got ultimates for the swing. Aid's got the clock, and you know he's good for it. But Pokerface have just got more in the bank to hold on. So it's not looking good at all for AG unless they can find a pick onto the back line. There's already bolts splashing onto Sonjin. Aid over here on the side as well. AG, they're trying to close the gap, but it looks very front to back right now. We need a good angle for Aid. And instead of a good angle for Aid, we're going to get Alien taking down Lee Soo-min. Sonjin going down as well. No ultimates invested from AG as they've just fallen over completely in the neutral here. They're dashing in to look for trades, but these deaths need to come through fast. Alien good for another 2. Somebody say next up. This guy is the rocket of Korea right now.
Talk about free retakes a lot, but that was a free hold. No ults forced out of Pokerface here, so they have Kitsune Rush to fight on point. A Terror Surge will be coming up mid-fight as well. AG, they're close to all 5 ultimates, but not quite yet, and they're going to have to go a little bit before they get them. They can use the overclock to open it, but for AG, it's all about getting these other ults online mid-fight. They need to bind that time. Disruptor shot onto Spin's position. Now the bowler comes through. Pressure onto Alien.
So
overclock looking for it. Kitsune Rush onto point. Aid gets shut down. Sunjin nearly has the blade, but he's 1 HP. Milgaro is so close. Lee Soo-min dies 40% short. They're just not going to get to any of these ultimates. Pokerface are going to take it 3-1.
Oh, they've got
Primal.
them. They've got them. But is it going to matter? Milgaro is 1v4 with this Primal at this stage. Lee Soo-min, Sonjin, both so close. Milgaro does manage to take down Spint, but no, not fast enough. Lee Soo-min can't quite roll it out. 2-1 lead for Pokerface here. There's no such thing as a predictable match in OWCS Korea. It's an absolute dogfight week to week to week.
It's
How are you getting away with this?
This is unprecedented for Pokerface. Pokerface, we've seen them get their 1 before against some of the top teams. But getting 2, not before done. And now they get to pick map 5 if we go there as well. AG, a team that haven't really struggled in too many of these series, that haven't been against the elite teams, really. But yeah, on the ropes, and it's getting to crunch time, right? This is the final week of the group stage. So every result matters. Every map matters, actually, as it's so tight, and map difference is going to be the first tiebreaker. So every map counts. So even if AG recover this one, dropping a couple of maps could come back to bite them as well. So this is a really rough situation for AG at the start of the weekend.
Poor AG. Poor AG. That's what happens when you leave the way branding. They've joined a Chinese organization, and immediately they've started to let down their employer beyond measure.
Imagine letting down your employer.
I actually wouldn't know anything about that because I recently had a meeting with my boss and he said, just keep on kicking those goals, mate. I saw that win versus Dilducks. Good shit. Proud of you, boys. Keep up the good work. Don't change a damn thing. That's why I love Space Station Gaming. Through thick, through thin, they always say, you got a match today? Shocked.
And and actually both times they've been on the Orisa, they've won. Pretty comfortably as well, right? Like 3-1 there, even the 1 round AG did get. Aid had to do like a huge series of clutches. They had to really come back from the brink with Lee Soo-min to beat as well. The Oasis wasn't that close.
The problem is that for the side of AG, they're just no good at horsing around. No good at all.
No. Too serious.
You're kind of surprised Poker Face is CommanderX, no Brig, no Maggot needed. Yeah, well the thing is, PK, they're versus Milgaru on Monkey, so it just works. Exclamation mark Pride Month? We don't have a command for that. We don't have plans of putting a command in for that homosexual. Do you think I might get the sausages out of the fridge and start preheating the oven? You think it could be time for that?
Yeah, I reckon you're good for it.
Alright, if he thinks I'm good for it, I think I'm good. I'm good for it. While we're waiting, drop an exclamation mark Masters in the chat. Maybe install the mobile game on your phones. You Painkiller, looking at you, mate.
We need Chris Waff.
You always wanted a mobile game, haven't you? Oh, homosexual.
Thank you to Bees for the 6 months prime. When's the next uncoachable we need for Chris Waffle? It's gonna be a while actually. We should have recorded it last week, but I didn't have time, so it's my fault. But don't worry. There'll be some good Chris cope. Honestly, this next round of cope, you guys aren't ready for it. You guys aren't ready for it. Need your copium? Don't worry. It'll be worth the wait. I can promise you it'll be worth the wait. Hand on heart for that one. Film uncoachable at the wedding? No. There will be too much other stuff going on. Too much enjoyable other stuff to go on to get a podcast in. So yeah, for like the actual specifics, what's going to happen is this weekend I'm here fully. We have all of OWCS Korea, all of EMEA and NA on Saturday and Sunday. Also going to be doing the Saudi ESL, what's it called? ESL Saudi Cup, Saudi League type thing. That is tonight, which is obviously a qualifier for the last chance qualifier for Esports World Cup, a qualifier for a tournament. So going to be doing that tonight. And then after that, it's probably going to be radio silence for 3 weeks. I think Korea is going to have a break week in that. And then ESL Saudi Challenge, thank you. So yeah, Korea's gonna have a break week. EMEA in North America are gonna have weeks 5 and 6 of the group stage. And then I'll be back just before playoffs. So I should be, that Friday of playoffs, I should be there. Are you implying that your wedding is more important than our entertainment? I'm not implying. Stating it plainly. Can you at least stream the old Ocean games for a wedding? I don't care about the other ones. There's going to be no computers there. We're going to be in a barn. No computers, just a barn. Nobody has computers in a barn. You were really going to make me watch Avril for 3 weeks? Unter exists. Unter exists. Although Unter also won't be streaming next weekend because he's going to be at the wedding. So, so maybe next week. Next week, you guys are going to have to. This is an important moment for everyone in chat because this is going to be a. Can chat stand on its own 2 feet for a week? You know. You're gonna be out on your own for a week of independence, a week of your own choices. Can he bring his PC to the barn for the old Ocean games? No. I mean, I think Unter and Chris are both gonna have to coach a game from the wedding at some point, but They'll
I
be
don't
good
coach
for
to
it.
begin with, so I don't know about that. But yeah,
Mate,
maybe Chris will have to do his fucking job.
I can
though.
find
Good
you
on
someone
that.
at the wedding to coach your team. It won't be a problem. Someone can
Yeah.
fill in. I wouldn't worry about it.
Just some ruddy-faced British fuck who's gonna walk up to me while I'm trying to do my job and start spewing a bunch of shit. I just can't wait.
There's one
Just
time in
can't wait.
TF2. Here's what we did, right?
At Unter, why is Farmer not in over Milgaru? They want the match to at least be somewhat fair, so they don't want to put a player as powerful as Farmer into the lobby. Matchmaster's my favorite. Don't tell me you're already on Matchmaster's, Cat. Don't say that. Don't say it. Mac is
Yes,
already
Cat.
dead! AG,
Oh.
their first wait. Did she get on it from your streams?
No,
Is that
this is her first time.
She could be a Matchmasters player, genuinely. Not trying to stereotype or anything, though. I think it's entirely possible. Pokerface, nice solid defense here. Spint, just running away to a mini health pack right now. AJ on the attack, but you know what? When both your supports die in the first 10 seconds, it's a bit tough to get that done.
Yeah, real tough. And again, it's this Tracer Kiri doing so much work for Pokerface. AG now on the verge of losing this series. Have chosen to take it over to Hollywood. They've actually banned the Juno out to try and enable this Anakiri, but the Hazard ban is going to cause them problems, and we've seen Winston struggle a lot in the course of Stage 2, and Milgaru's doing a lot of the same here, just having to back jump, can't really get any meaningful position, and they win the side fight again. Spint over Sunjin, this time pressure on Spakiri. Milgaru's even come and dropped a bubble there, but it's not really helping him. Spint's still harassing him. Nearly at the nano now, Maka, but he needs 25%, but look, they're just trapped behind here. An important trade from Aid in main, but they're stuck behind right now, AG. Can Milgaru get out of this? The answer's no. They're committed to that position. Lee Soo-min's got himself onto point. Spint's going to get over to the mini. He's getting chased by two, but he still has recall. They've walked all the way into point here, but they will get traded out. Tick, importantly, denied now by Pokerface as well. And just kings of a side fight today.
Kings of the side fight can't get it done. Spint, God, he's just good for it. He comes in on the side, Missin takes down Sonjin, another king of the side fight, and Spint is good for Lee Soo-min as well. Truly, AG, they were famous for it. Lee Soo-min over on the side on Kiri, putting in the work, but today, he's a bum. Double bolt and spawn from Alien. Piss off. Aid has been dominated by Alien. Can't even get out of spawn. Spint is going all the way now. He's going the distance. He's going for speed. Milgaru is dead. All alone. Spint is here with Heiser. This isn't a side fight. This is a spawn camp. Wackety, thank you very much for the community gift sub. Skillets, thank you very much for the tier 1. Welcome to both of you. Welcome to the Parasocial Friends Club. Exclamation mark Masters if you want to keep giving me money. What a performance from Pokerface today.
5 ults in the bank as well. AG are going to swap now onto the Genji as well. Try and get something going. They've got the ults to try and crack this open, but they have to clear these sides first. This time, all of AG are coming to deal with that. The front three. Pulse Bomb is out. Forces for Suzu. Heiser's been slept in main as well. Dash free from Sunjin. Forces it out. Kitsune rush from Lee Soo-min. Missin's going to match it as well. The bowler is good onto Aid. Defended though. Alien can't confirm the kill and Spint has died. Now they're going to rally in response. Pokerface. Good javelin, but they can't find any kills. It's all falling apart off the back of that nano. Cario has rallied, and him and Heiser are now stuck behind. They can actually play for a recontest here.
Oh, Lucio swapping spawn. Looks like we've got Karu and Heiser both trying to get that touch. Heiser's still greeting his fort right now. They should be good for this. Spin gets on, gets the touch, recalls out. Spear in main from Heiser goes wide. Now the fort is committed, but with Missin and Alien going down and the clock being pulled by Aid, it's looking like first point will be conceded. AG's comp on first point, it's a little bit awkward. The Anakiri's alright for the side fight, but the Monkey can struggle a little bit on these closer points. Second point though, this is where AG's comp is really going to start to come into its own, especially as the snowball begins and they get to take top. So Pokerface, they have to retake high ground with Kiri Brig and an Orisa that's tethered to the low ground. So right now, AG are in pole position despite the time bank.
Saw it a little bit on Saravasa where once they had control of space AG, Pokerface's Orisa comp was struggling a little bit in the retake. Just kept getting hit by cycle and turn after turn from this bull comp. The same is going to be true here as Heiser tries to take this high ground. Actually, Alien swings at the same time and kills Aid. So AG, they miss their opportunity. Milgaru's onto the back line now, but Sunjin is caught up fighting this Tracer. He has full pocket and there's an Ana on the high ground. But Missin's going to go duel that one out. Sleep is good, but wakes himself up. Now coming through and Maka dies, and all of a sudden this forward hold just for nothing. AG just couldn't seem to find a time to go.
EG felt like they held all of the cards there. They held the positioning. They had such a good opportunity, and Pokerface just walk it in. Mac attaches Spint though, so the spawn camp is on. Heiser goes down as well, really playing for the spawn camp, and that is a bit of a fumble there from Pokerface. AG unable to hold top, but you know, Pokerface unable to hold spawn. So now we've got
Free
Nilgaru
retakes
on
around.
the advance. Yeah, no, free retake into free O retake, so just given away side to side. Spint trying to sneak in on the flank right now. Maka, he's posted up on this angle. He knows there's a Tracer somewhere around that corner. Spint, I'm told on good authority, is the best Genji in the world, if Sonjin and Capitology are to be believed. Sonjin pops the deflect, runs away. Alien goes for the boulder shot, but it goes wide, does not connect. AG diving top now. A little bit of trouble for Alien, but he will trade aid.
Gets one kill out of this, but now their Brig is in a lot of trouble. Carry doesn't have it, but Heiser becomes, he body blocks that door as well. They've stabilized inside a little bit here. Nano on the outside, Terra Surge pulls Milgaru in, drops it. There's a big juicy primal in there for him as well, but the rally comes out from Karu. He's just gonna have to pop it. The bash comes through, good onto Sunjin, shuts down that blade. Milgaru's not even going to invest, and again AG failed to convert from these good positions. Saving grace, silver lining, they did force 2 supports and a Terra Surge out. Everything out, actually.
They're so good at forcing ults, but they're also so shit at using their own ultimates. Come on, Milgaru. Give me something. Now we've got... Oh my god. Get off Sombra. Hit scan player on Sombra. Just taking the fucking piss right now. Aid up in main. Doesn't go for the hack. Misses the virus. TP's out. Milgaru saving grace with the primal rage. Maka misses the sleep. Spint on the back line right now. Looking for the kill. Aid once again. Just popping around in the back. Get back on something where you can fucking aim, dude. Missing takes down Lee Min in the back. Mac is dead as well. There's no supports for the final fight. AG, they've got a primal, they've got an EMP, but they've got no fucking hope here unless everybody trickles into Aid's EMP right now. Aid will, of course, out of tradition, miss his virus, get body blocked by an Orisa, die with EMP. Milgaru still has the primal rage in the back pocket, just in case, I suppose. Pulls out the hands. Oh, Sonjin's dead. Come on. Pulse comes out. Milgaru's fucked. What a joke.
No matter who seems to play the Sombra for AG, none of them's going to use the bloody EMP. Lee Min gets one more trigger of overtime. It's now just Aid coming back. We'll pop the EMP on the high ground. Cheers, Aid. Just in the nick of time, mate. Hold on second for Pokerface.
Chat reckons that we're out of sync. Or Gay Unter reckons that we're out of sync.
I trust him.
And the Masters thing just made like a cheering noise, so hopefully it was big money coming in.
I think you might be...
48, 47, 46, 37, 36,
yeah, you're slightly ahead.
35,
35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 11, 10.
10. Oh, don't do that, don't do that.
Hard on the replays. But yeah.
I mean,
it
just friend.
Oh, go on.
No, he just wrote something inappropriate. You can carry on with the analysis.
Yeah, and it's a little bit weird from AG because all these times we see him on this high ground good position, but they just feel so reluctant to take some of these fights or to take some of these dives as they're coming up. And Pokerface seem like, you know that hold where that last fight where they killed Maka and Lee Min. So obviously it's difficult for Vianna and Kiri if they end up, you know, fighting the entire Pokerface team. They're difficult, one of the more difficult 2v5s. But you have to ask the question, how on earth have Pokerface been allowed to walk all the way across, just onto the backline, with no response from AG's tanks or their DPS players? How has that been allowed to happen? And it just feels indecision from AG isn't really something we associate with this team based on how they've played over the course of 2025 so far. But they're in a mighty big hole here now.
Well and truly in the hole. You can see the desperation coming through as Milgaru has gone and matched the horse. The one thing that we did not want to see today has unfortunately come true, and it is Milgaru being forced to play Orisa. Spint and Missin have already gotten in on the side. Looks like it's being marked out a little bit though. Anti-nade splashes onto Missin, but Missin, a disciplined side fighter, does not waste his TP nor his Suzu, just waits for that to fall off and passively regens back to full. So the side is being won. Spint is not only in, but he's found a kill on Maka. Sonjin has traded out onto Missin. Karu appears to have pushed main as well though, and that means Milgizzy, who has mismanaged his cooldowns on the horse, has gone down. Already a huge, overwhelming advantage for Pokerface, and it's starting to look like AG. The series has just slipped right through their fingers.
Yeah, and ultimately, if Fake closing this one out quickly, it wouldn't have even been a close series. Right now, that first point, it's all Milgaru's fault, I think. There's the big side fight going on. They know Splinter's there. They know Missing's there. While this is happening, Milgaru uses both of these cooldowns aggressively in main and then just dies. Like, no way out. You saw Karu so far forward. That's because Milgaru was just taking a piss in front of him. So he could just walk all over him there. AJ just swapped onto the cast now as AG are going to try and hold this high ground. Better for the Anakiri as well. But AG, they need to start getting control of these side fights. They need Milgaru not to waste these cooldowns. You see Sunjin underneath trying to mark that Tracer out right now. But just free card push for now for Pokerface. They don't need to rush anything.
Nade splashes onto Spin up on the high ground, but Maka's already forced
They
to run
dropped.
away. Lee Soo-min playing Peel right now. They've had to give top, but Spin might be in a spot of bother.
Yeah,
oh,
it's
he actually
deflected.
deflects
Yeah.
the post bomb from Spin onto him, but doesn't even get the star points in the kill feed because he takes him down too quick. Oh, counter rally from Karu though. The clutch factor coming alive from the least clutch player in the entire server right now. Pokerface, they keep scrapping it out. Lee Soo-min over on the side. He's fighting with Alien, but no kill converted as of yet. Alien has a good angle to throw in the bowler. Milgaru's so low. Nano boost forced. Anti-splashes in main. Milgaru spears missing to the wall, takes him down. Milgaru has the Terror Surge. He doesn't want to use it, but he is forced to. Even though he uses it, he will go down. Maka is incredibly low as well. Terror Surge from Heiser is much larger, and Lee Soo-min decides, out of respect, to hold on to that Kitsune Rush for the final turn. Aid pulls the Hydra up on the high ground, trades Heiser, but goes down to Spint. AG, they've got one last shot at this retake. Pokerface spent the entire bank there. AG have ults for the final take. Maka's on BAP.
Yeah, an emergency BAP trying to come out here from Maka, just struggling to get involved in the Ana, just forced to disengage the entire time. Sunjin forced away from that high ground fight. He does have the blade so he can keep poking, but Karu is walking forward now. Lamp has been forced early actually onto him. It's a one-for-one trade actually. Missing is still harassing this backline. Now the blade onto the high ground, coming through, shut down again. But Maka's won the side fight. He's killed two. Milgaru's going to get the trade in main as well. Heiser's going to steal a few more meters, but he can't push it in right now. And they are going to be forced to reset. Still over 3 minutes for Pokerface here. But because they spent everything in the fight before last, they're going to be a while before they get to their next ult bank.
Oh, Maka, king of the Teast, comes in clutch when they need him most. This BAP swap, thought it was a little bit dicey, especially when Aid fell right in front of his very eyes, but Maka apparently good for it on repeat. Let's see if he can replicate that as Pokerface continue to not have any ultimates. Lee Soo-min knows the position of Spin right now. Missing is TP'd in as well. He's eaten a headshot. Suzy Q has been invested. There's a Kitsune Rush available, but he doesn't want to spend it in here on the side. Sonjin comes in on the flank though, eats a body shot and a headshot. Lamp invested now from Maka. AG, they're so invested on this side fight. In comes the Kitsune Rush. The entire server is scrapping it out inside the side. From the looks of things, 1-for-1 trade. Lee Soo-min and Karu going down on a piece. Milgaru missing spears on tanks. You can see why they don't play this guy on Orisa unless they're desperate. Pulse Bomb comes out though. No kill converted. Milgaru will catch the spear onto the tank the next time around. And AG, Kitsune Rush for Pulse and a DC out of respect from Pokerface. They want this map 5 just as much as we do.
That's painful as well. We were talking about Pokerface having to take a couple of fights to get to their ult bank. This next fight should have been both support ults and the Terror Surge. But that was Karu leaving, right? So now
Classic
Rally
anti-clutch
doesn't
Karu
exist.
there.
Yeah. Just when you thought there weren't enough ways to be anti-clutch across the series, a new way comes through from Karu. DCing with 75% rally. Disaster for Pokerface. They'll still have ult advantage, right? It was Kitsune Rush invested from Lee Soo-min and all of that. And the window doesn't really stack up in quite the same way as his other supporters. So it will be Kitsune Rush, it will be Terror Surge, will be all of that available for Pokerface once we get the unpause and the reset. Couple of minutes left on the clock now, if I remember right, and I think this is the big opportunity for Pokerface here. The nice thing for AG, though, is because they've won a couple of fights, they can actually take this fight forward, force all of the ultimates out of Pokerface before Pokerface can actually get to the point and use their ults to win the map. So, delicate situation for Pokerface here, but a huge opportunity to win the series as well.
Oh, what is the UV theory? Well, the UV theory is just leave the game between rounds and pick the perks that are most optimal.
Maybe he's going to come back with new brick perks.
Yeah, he might come back with new brick perks, and he might win the game because of it. And
Many
the other
such
thing about
cases.
UV theories is if you type !masters into the chat and you download the game from the link, and then you put your mother's credit card into the game and you buy like a $10 microtransaction, then you also just like have this moment of clarity, like in Avatar when he syncs up with the tree, and then you'll really understand UV theory. But
Little known-
that's a topic for another day.
Little known fact as well, and it actually works with your dad's credit card as well. So try both if your mother's doesn't work.
Any credit card, like you could do multiple cellular
Brother?
devices if you really
Yeah.
wanted, to be honest. Mother, brother from another mother, friend, Afterpay it, Klarna it. Why buy now and pay now when you could buy now and pay later? 3 easy installments, possibly even 4. I was thinking of starting a new company, Blana, where there's 5 easy installments. Spint over on the side, scrapping it out with Aid right now. Alien going for gold, trying to bolt people up on the high ground. As you can see, Karu back in the server on the Brigida. No rally to speak of. Mac has got the window, but Heise is taking top, and he's about to have that ultimate spin trade. Touching tips up on the high ground right now. Alien goes for the pinch, but doesn't quite find the kill. It's just a long, slow neutral, but the ult fight is about to come out.
Trying to get onto that high ground now. They nearly have the Terror Surge ready to go. Maka's actually dropped off, has to lamp onto the logo. Look how close Heiser is. Maka's in trouble right now, takes so much damage. He's kiting forward for Heiden, has found the trade though. The trades are good. The backline is in trouble. Karu is on the ropes. Spinter's still in there. He's going to try and steal a few meters with the Kitsune Rush, but that's all he's getting. Now he runs into 3. They decimate him there. Looks so good for Heiser. The Terror Surge onto the Baptiste, but the high noon trade from Aid is so important. And that was the big bank for Pokerface. Now a minute left on the clock, and suddenly it's looking really possible for AG.
Looking so winnable for AG, and the thing is, even if Karu can charge up the rally, at the end of the day, it is going to be an anti-clutch Karu rally. So I'm not liking their chances. Mac is making some very creative rotations on the Baptiste, finding very bizarre angles where he's dashing through the sky for it. At any given moment, Pokerface could find picks on plays like this. Mac has pulled the window up in main. He's dropped down for it, but it's actually going to be Aid to fall mid-air, unlampable. Maka now jumps up to the high ground, being chased. Sonjan has found a crucial trade onto Misson though. Bear in mind, even if AG are wiped from this point, the card has rolled back so far that they will get another fight. Spin eventually catches Maka out. AG, they're not blocking the card currently, but they are scrapping it out, looking for one more trade. Anti-clutch Karu has to use the rally, and that might just cost Pokerface the map here. That rally could have been everything for the final fight, but now they have no meaningful advantage. Spint hiding with the pulse. Oh god. It's all down to the wire here, Zav.
Yeah, Kitsune Rush for Lee Soo-min to take this final fight on point. Spint has a Pulse Bomb clutch opportunity, but there's a Suzu and a Lamp to get him out of it. Sunjin's going to go through first. Suzu has been forced. Kitsune Rush has dropped. Sunjin dies anyway. There's an opening now. Kitsune Rush is down. Pulse Bomb is out on the floor. Spint battling away with this Kitsune Rush. 2 picks. Pokerface might do it anyway. Onto the high ground. They double in for that kill, but Spint and Misson have done so much gap damage. Milgari's going to get boned. He's going to get Pulse Bombed. He's dead. There's no touch. Pokerface roll it in. 3-1 Pokerface. And as it comes to the end of the group stage, AG fall apart against a team that has struggled to find a win all season. What a result for Pokerface. What a performance.
A huge upset for Pokerface there. Alien really coming into his own throughout the latter side of this stage. The side fighters as well. Spint, somebody who at the beginning of the stage, I thought this guy can't aim to save his life. I thought this guy, he could only play the projectile heroes. He could only high sensitivity flick around on Genji and Pharah. And then suddenly, he's one-clipping Tracers. He's going ballistic with his tracking on Tracer. Misson consistently winning these side fights versus Lee Soo-min. You can see the staff from Pokerface stepping up onto the stage, and they're as surprised as the players with this result. Nobody was expecting this. Spint with the player of the match, deserve it.
Yeah,
truly deserve it.
Outrageously good performance. And especially because when you think about it, AG, all of their success under the Wei title, under the AG roster, so much of it came through Lee Soo-min and Sunjin, or Who Are You, just on these side fights. Lee Soo-min playing this aggressive Kiriko, but it was Mitten and Spin who dominated today. Indecisive, a bit slow from AG all along, things we don't normally associate with them. And Pokerface just good for it, and I believe, is that their second win of the regular season? Their second win. The other one was against, was it Onside? No, Vesta, sorry. Vesta, they had a 3-2 against Vesta, and then they 3-1 Pokerface just 2 weeks later.
Why does Spint sound like a slur? It doesn't. You're just imagining it. Now, what the hell did I just watch? Are you talking about the game, or are you currently complaining about the ad break? Because it really could be either. Because there is a 3-minute ad break taking place right now, so really there is like unlimited opportunity.
A lot of people getting German ads lately as well.
German ads? Jeez, I would kill for German ads to be served on my stream. Anything other than commercial break in progress is good in my book.
Somebody asking what the state is for AG now. It's bad. They're still in contention. They're currently at 5-2 with that one. The problem for AG is their final game of the season is tomorrow, Saturday, and that is against Zeta Division. So today should have been the easy one to tap in. And as we get to this race for top 4, we're in this precarious situation where there are 4 spots to guarantee playoffs immediately, and 5 teams in contention for it. So a lost series here is disastrous for AG. Disastrous for their map differential as well. Disastrous, obviously, for their match differential too. And if they don't get a result against Zeta Division here, they can really see themselves getting overtaken by a lot. Because while a lot of the top teams play each other this weekend, T1 actually have, on paper, the easy fixtures. They have Old Ocean and Onside Gaming. So T1 should go 6-2. And a real chance to overtake AG now. So this is great news if you're a T1 fan or if you're a Falcons fan or any of the other top teams in Korea. But really precarious now for AG.
완전히 뚫어낸 경기력 보여줬어요. 오늘 승리 소감 들어볼게요.
오랜만에 경기 이기게 돼서
Hang
정말
on.
좋은 것 같아요.
좋은 거 맞죠?
Say hang on.
너무
I'll hang on.
집중하시는데.
I'm just trying to translate the interview, mate.
스피드 선수를 여기 POTM 존에서 뵙게 됩니다. 1세트부터 가져가면서 기세를 완전히 타더라고요.
Will Yaki turn the tides for Zeta today? Extremely doubtful.
딜러 쪽에서
Yaki has never been the difference maker,
팀 분위기도
so
전체적으로
I wouldn't
좋아서
expect it to change things now.
3대1로 잘 이겼던 것 같아요.
AG would have won with Farmer. Truth. Can we get a retruth on that, everybody?
잠깐 나갔었잖아요. 이거 무슨 비하인드 스토리가 있었나요?
뭐 그냥 게임 하고 있었는데 튕겨가지고
You think sausage is in the oven now?
그 집결도 있었던 브리기테였는데
Here's one for you. Yeah, sausage in the oven now. Before you go though,
Yeah.
so we are hoping for good weather. Thank you, Artorius, for the tier 1 as well. Hoping for good weather for
Will be
wedding,
this?
right? Right? Hoping for good wedding. And all of my fiance's work friends are telling her about this superstition where if you want good weather on your wedding day, you need to bury a sausage the night before. This is not a euphemism either. You just need to bury the sausage.
You Brits are fucking brain dead, dude. I'm gonna go put my sausages in the oven.
Are you going to bury
That's
it or are
the
you going to
dumbest
put it in
thing
the
I've ever
oven? He's going to bury a sausage,
I'm
mate.
gonna put it in the oven and then I'm gonna eat it. And none of it is gonna wind up in the dirt because I would like to eat the sausage.
But we need
This is
good
not
weather,
called
Max.
sausage theory. Hello, Spooky. Where's Cal? Where is he? He hasn't even typed yet, but I know he's here. I know he's here.
쉽게 이겼던 것 같아요.
네, 그렇습니다.
Hello, Spooky. There he is! There he fucking is! Yep, typical, you too. You fucking acting like you're not tied together.
라는 평가가 줄 이어졌어요.
Yes, I've been learning about this tradition. This call to
살짝 부족해서 승리까지는 이어지지 않았나.
this call to, I guess, good fortune. Also, sorry, Artorius, I just read your message. How to turn off auto pay? I actually genuinely don't know. Probably just leave it subbed, I reckon, mate. In my humble opinion.
피지컬도 오르고 팀합도 좀 잘 맞았던 것 같아요.
You've heard of that too? Thought it was a German thing? Yeah, I mean, I kind of just presumed it was a British thing because I only heard about it a couple of days ago from my fiance's work friends.
스크림 때도 이제 송 하나 잡을 때마다 그랬는데
네.
그때는 이제 미신까지 같이 했거든요. 근데 대회에서도 할 줄은 몰랐어요.
아 그렇습니다. 그리고 팀원들.
Could I bury it in the cheese wheel? No, it has to go into the ground, I think. Presumably as some kind of offering to Mother Earth.
좀 더 열심히 해가지고
I feel like Spin plays like the high sense brain damage tracer, kind of like Ryan.
좋은 모습
What are you saying about Ryan?
보여줄 수 있도록 하자.
That's such a weird comment, Primal. Gonna sit out for a while. Sit out for a while.
무력해서 여기 오늘 승리까지 오게 된 것 같은데요. 오, 혹시 마지막으로 하고 싶은 말 있을까요?
I planned that one out and he still fucked it up. Yeah,
항상
typical
응원해주시는
Cal.
팬분들 감사하고
Did
Good morning,
AG
Cal.
forget to bury a sausage?
많은
Potentially, yeah.
연락도 하네요.
Yeah, it could be another case of sausage theory.
자, 이렇게 오늘 첫 번째 승리
A timeout for that? Yeah, this is Unter theory, where if you're gonna be weird, there's a fee.
You have to pay. Yeah.
Yeah,
if you're gonna be a fucking weirdo in the chat, you best have a subscriber.
yeah, like
badge
there's,
next to your name.
there's nothing like super offensive about it, but it's definitely it is a weird comment. So pay the toll.
Wait, I can summon one more person. Who are you gonna summon next, Spooky? Fucking superpowers.
Thank you, C Word, for the 15 months saying, here's my weird fee. Alright, feel free to get weird, mate.
Anyone else want to pay the toll?
Here's my weird fee.
No, I didn't see your flick with the goat, Cal.
By goat,
Next
does he
game's a
mean
good
ninja?
one, right? He's got a picture, so let's see if it is Ninja.
Hope it's ninja.
Cal, I don't even know who that is, bro. You said this guy's the GOAT? I have no fucking clue who that is. Who is that? You don't know who that is? You spawned Luca too? How do you do this? How do you do this? That's optic formal. Is uncircumcised theory correct?
Let's have a Call of Duty player.
Okay. Monkey Mans, remember what we just said about the weird tax, yeah? I don't see a sub badge next to your fucking name asking about the status of my circumcision and how it relates to my goddamn match record in OWCS. So maybe pay the toll. Hey, this guy's like the faker of America. Okay, that picture's insane, Cal. The IDF sold my sub money? Well, then you're going to have to fucking... For as long as the IDF is holding onto your sub money, you're going to have to keep your fucking weird questions to yourself, buddy.
Oh, I've broken. Faint fade. Can fix it.
Thanks for drops. Don't even worry about it, Jelly Misu. Don't even worry about it. It's literally all I'm here for. Just provider of drops, you know? That's what people are here for.
He's the drop giver. To answer your previous
Drop
question
giver.
as well, I'll go on.
No, I was just going to try and sell people on Matchmasters again. Carry on.
So to answer your previous question, it is the good game next. It's Crazy Raccoon versus Zeta Division, which should be
Oh, good.
headline.